Good afternoon, dear Dhamma friends. This afternoon, we shall study about 4 kinds of Kamma according to function, and 4 kinds of Kamma according to priority of bearing result. Before we study about Lord Buddha Abhidhammar, we shall pay Namo Tassa 3 times to Lord Buddha. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. 4 kinds of Kamma according to function. Kicca-Kamma Catukka. With respect to function, there are 4 kinds of Kamma. Number 1, Kicca-Kamma, reproductive Kamma, which produce mental aggregates and material aggregate at the moment of conception as well as throughout the lifetime of the individual. It produces a new existence. Number 2, Abhidhammar, supportive Kamma, which suppose the Kicca-Kamma as well as the effect of the Kicca-Kamma throughout the lifetime of the individual. It is not strong enough to produce a new existence. Number 3, Kamma, obstructive Kamma, which weakens, interrupts or retards the fruition of the Kicca-Kamma. Number 4, Kamma, destructive Kamma, which not only cuts out the effect of the Kicca-Kamma but also destroys the Kicca-Kamma and produces its own effect. In other words, the person dies abruptly and is reborn in accordance with the Kamma. As an example of the operation of the above 4 Kammas, the case of Devadatta may be cited. His good reproductive Kamma conditioned him to be born in a royal family. His continued comfort and prosperity were due to the action of the reproductive Kammas as well as the supportive Kammas. The obstructive Kamma came into play when he was excommunicated from the Sangha and subject to much humiliation. Then his serious immoral Kamma causing a schism in the Sangha operated as the destructive Kamma which sent him down to the Avijji hell. The 4 kinds of Kamma according to priority of bearing results. Parkadarnapariyarya-Kamma Catukka. With respect to the priority in bearing results, there are 4 kinds of Kamma. Number 1, Catukka-Kamma, waiting Kamma, which is so strong that no other Kammas can stop its functions in the next life. In other words, it certainly produces its results in the next life. Bad waiting Kammas include Kicca-Kamma, namely, first creating a schism in the Sangha, second, wounding a Buddha, third, murdering an Arahant, fourth, matricide, and fifth, parasite. Niyata Michaditti, permanent false view, is also taken as one of the waiting Kammas. On the other hand, 5 Rupavachara Kusala Kamma and 4 Arupavachara Kusala Kamma are good waiting Kammas. Logottara Magga is also a waiting force for it closes the doors of the 4 woeful abodes forever. Number 2, Asana Kamma. Proximity Kamma that is performed at the time or near death or remember just before death. Number 3, Ajena Kamma. Habitual Kamma which is performed regularly, or it may be a Kamma which is performed once and is recollected and remembered all the time. Number 4, Kadada-Kamma, unspecified Kamma which is done once and soon forgotten. Now, if we had any waiting Kamma, it will produce its result when we die and condition our next life. If we do not have any waiting Kamma, which is often the case, then we must rely on proximity Kamma to condition our next life. To get a good proximity Kamma, sons and daughters or relatives. I will repeat this sentence. To get a good proximity Kamma, sons and daughters or relatives and friends should arrange for Sundays, such as offering robes to monks or listening to Dhamma preaching for the person on his or her deathbed. The dying person should also be reminded of his past good deeds. A good example is Venerable Sona, father in Sri Lanka. The father made a living by hunting. When he was too old to go hunting, he became a monk in his same monastery. Soon he fell ill and had a vision that hellhounds were coming up the hill to bite him. He was frightened and so he asked his son to drive away the hounds. His son, who was an arahant, knew that his father was having a sign or destiny to be cast down to hell. He asked his disciples together. I will repeat this sentence. He asked his disciples to gather flowers quickly and spread them all over the pagoda in the monastery compound. Then they carried his father on a couch to the pagoda. Venerable Sona reminded his father to pay homage to the pagoda and rejoice in the offering of flowers on his behalf. The old monk came down, paid respect to the pagoda, and was delighted. I will repeat again. The old monk came down, paid respect to the pagoda, and was delighted in seeing the flower being offered to the pagoda on his behalf. I will repeat this sentence. The old monk came down, paid respect to the pagoda, and was delighted in seeing the flowers being offered to the pagoda on his behalf. At that moment, his signs of destiny changed. At the moment, his sign of destiny changed. At the moment, his sign of destiny changed. He told his son, "Your beautiful stepmothers from celestial realms come to take me along." The son was satisfied with the result of his effort. This is a very good way of repaying the gratitude we owe to our parents. To be sure, to get a good proximity Kamma, however, we should develop habitual Kamma while we are alive. The best habitual Kamma is tranquility meditation or insight meditation, which can be performed all the time. When it becomes habitual, it will be remembered and practiced near the time of death. King Kicca-Kamma of Sri Lanka was in the habit of giving alms to monks before he took his meals. When his brother rose against him and dropped him into the forest, while hiding in the forest, he asked his attendant whether they had anything to eat. His attendant replied that he brought a bowl of royal meat. The king divided the meat into 4 portions. 1 portion was for offering, 1 for him, 1 for the attendants, and 1 for the host. He then asked the attendant to invite monks or recluse to come and collect his offering. Of course, they could see no one around, but on the king's insistence, the attendant invited aloud, "Oh, a reverend monk came moving in the air." I will repeat this sentence. The king insisted. The attendant invited aloud. The king insistence. The attendant invited aloud. A reverend monk came moving in the air. The monk was an arahant with the knowledge of supernormal power. The king was so delighted that he offered not only the first portion of the meal but also his portion. The attendants followed suit and offered his share. On looking at the horse, it noted its head indicating that it wanted to offer its share as well. On looking at the horse, it noted its head indicating that it wanted to offer its share as well. Okay, I will repeat this sentence again. On looking at the horse, it noted its head indicating that it wanted to offer its share as well. The king was in ecstasy for some time and then felt hungry again, knowing that the arahant could hear him with his divine ear, Dibasota. He made a wish to send him by. He made a wish to send him. He made a wish to send him any remnant of the meat. The arahant sent him the alms bowls which came flying in the air. The arahant sent him the alms bowls which came flying in the air. The arahant sent him the alms bowl which came flying in the air. The king took the bowl and found it full of food. The food can be multiplied by supernormal power. The king, the attendants, and the horse could eat to their full. Later, the king regained power and donated a tremendous amount of his wealth to Buddha Sasana, Buddhist religion, for building the great stupa called Mahachittaya, many monasteries, and other religious buildings. He had all his good deeds recorded. When he was on his deathbed, he listened to the records, which were read to him on coming to the item of offering a meal to the arahant in the forest. He asked the reader to stop the reading. He was in great joy and remembering that he died. This good karma gave him rebirth in Tusita realms. Chonda, a butcher, made a living by slaughtering pigs cruelly for more than 50 years. When the time was at, the fire from hell came up and burned his intestine, making him squeal like a pig for 7 days. He was in hell as soon as he died. Thus, habitual karma became proximity karma and produced its results. That's all for this afternoon. Thank you for listening. May you be enjoying listening Dhamma talk to gain merits.